I'd like to welcome the entire Ghana Police Service and then to find out from them their mission this morning. So respectfully, the IGP and your team, you warmly welcome.
Thank you, sir.
To Asante Kotoko Sporting Club.
Thank you, sir. Regional Commander.
Thank you very much, lawyer and popular certificate for Kumasi. I think we had some engagements yesterday regarding the instructions that I have received from the Secretariat of Police. So this morning, we communicated with you about his movements and his intention to meet the leadership of the club this morning and to have some discussions. So we are happy to be here this morning, and I will leave the floor.
Chairman, in never said you will not leave the floor. Say you're bad. Titi and I didn't baby some now boy a man area. No one can come. But you can't answer me until the home war. If you are some night, you become grandmothers on it.
We have received media reports about some happenings at Iswatre when your team and that team met at Iswatre. And media reports sometimes hearsay information that we receive. So we want to hear it from people, ocular people who saw whatever happened, so that we can also tell you what we have, what we can do to solve the situation as it were.
So once again, you are warmly welcome. Mr. IGP and your men, even before we proceed, let me say that we appreciate your efforts so far, the seriousness with which you have attached to this incident. In fact, we are extremely overwhelmed. Yesterday, together with your regional commander and his team, we visited the house of the mother of the deceased, as well as the wife and the children. And they had the privilege of talking to you directly on the phone, and they are most grateful. Before I allow some eyewitnesses to talk, I will give just a gist of what has transpired so far. As you have heard, we traveled to Nswatre to honor a league match with Nswatreman FC on Sunday. Unfortunately, some bizarre circumstances happened before, during, and after the game, through which one of our ardent supporters, by name Francis Yafrimpong, had to lose his life, sadly. And it's quite unfortunate because we've experienced this over and over again. And what happened on Sunday only confirmed our complaints to the Ghanaian public. It's so sad. After the sad event, we managed to get the corpse deposited at the Sunyani Government Hospital. And as I speak to you now, postmortem is ongoing. So far, we on our part as management and supporters, we have come out for the whole world to know what has actually happened. And so, it is true that our supporter has passed on, and we are still waiting for the autopsy report. Then we take it from there. Some of our supporters are here, but even before we proceed, I think that I have to introduce them to you. And I'll begin with the man on my far left hand, Solomon Ofosu Uwari. He's one of our supporters, key supporters in the country. Next, we have Mr. Bernard Kwasizil. He's the former chairman for the National Secretaries Council. And then next to him is Mr. Christopher Damenya. He's the current supporters chairman. And then we have Mr. Kokwan, popularly known as K5. He's also a former National Secretaries Council chairman. And then we have Mr. Pooley. He's our accountant at the secretariat. He's assisted by Richard Osakutu, who also doubles as our administrator. Now I'm also helping at the legal department. My name is Samuel Safu Duku. And then to crown it all is the chairman of the interim management committee of the club, the great Asante Kotoko Sporting Club. It's Nana Apenkra. The Otumvos Kontumpo Niaferihin. He has been leading the charge as we speak to you now. So at this stage, I will allow some of our supporters who witnessed the incident to brief Mr. IGP and your men, so that you have a fair idea of what actually happened. And I'm sure that you will assist in your investigations.
That one, and now, with your permission, I think on that score, I want to plead that we'll rather wait and use it as part of the investigations that we are doing.
Yeah.
So that the bottom line is to get the totality of the story and also make sure that we find the culprits and bring them to justice to make sure that everybody's heart is at peace. And if we are working on the investigation, it will just be appropriate that we rather use this medium to appeal to all who have pieces of information that will help our investigations to rather work with us and for us to use that information to unravel the situation and deal with it logically to a logical conclusion. So that is my plea for now. Thank you.
Your advice is well taken. You are the man in charge, so we take it in good faith.
Thank you.
So at this stage, I will allow the IMC chairman.
When I speak, we can speak.
So that if you want to hear from you. Thank you.
First of all, Abraham Pacho. Yes. First of all, I came with some of my colleagues, the regional commander. And I have Assistant Commissioner and Director of Operations at the National Headquarters. I have Director General who also used to be at this town, this Ashanti. It's called Peter Baba. So Peter Baba is our Director General, MTTD. And you have my brother, who is now also Director General Services, and just come across from Jamaica. And we have Director General Finance.
A righteous man.
And we are here this morning for We are here this morning for a very important message. A message that can only console but cannot bring back life. I've always seen life as people running 100-meter race. Everybody has his or her lane. Nobody's lane crosses the other. Therefore, if you are on your lane and you come across the other person's lane, you can be on you first to end the race. You'll still be disqualified. In the same way, we've seen that all of us are in this world managing our own lanes. So everybody in this world is here for a purpose because that lane has to be walked or traveled or run by him or her alone.
It's true.
So we have always seen every human being as complementing another human being and not in competition with him or her. Because the race is unique. Nobody can run anybody's race. But the beauty of it is that when that race is being run and we are in our individual lanes, what comes out of it is that the joy of I finishing my race is to the benefit of humanity. Therefore, every human being's life contributes to the greater good of humanity. And therefore, every life that is taken, so anytime, a person in his or her lane is unable to finish the race, it is to the disadvantage of humanity. Because whatever is embedded in that person, which should be of a blessing to others, is cut short. I'm told Yao, the little I've known about him, he says that to an extent, he is part of the soul of the club, where his presence alone brings joy in the hearts and minds of people. And that's the point I was saying. He was in his lane, journeying on in that lane, and every day he lives, he brings joy in the hearts of people and happiness across the board. So the question that comes is that now that he's not there, who is actually on his lane to complete it? So that is the value of life. That's why we have believed that anytime we have a choice between life and all other things, we'll choose life because all other things are replaceable, but not life. That's why in this year's elections, last year's elections, we did everything that we ought to do. That if a table is being destroyed, if a chair is being broken, if a paper is being torn or is being bent, we will not resort to anything that will take life away. Because those papers and tables can be brought back to where they are, we can be replaced. But the life, as a result of our actions or inactions, cannot. But if, in the course of breaking the table and destroying the chairs or burning the papers, people's lives are at risk, then we will do whatever it takes to protect that life. So we have been very circumspect in our mindset in terms of the type of policing we want to give to this country. It's a policing of engagement, de-escalation, and respect for human beings, because humanity is all what defines all of us and pull all of us together. So in line with our tradition and culture, when we heard of the matter, over a Sunday, we're trying to put all the stuff together, allow the regional commands to do whatever they have to do in terms of investigation and taking their time and being very professional, because we have moved from the reactive policing and moving on to a level that we take our time and gather the evidence and pick the issues and take it on. So that maturity of our democracy and our society will be out there for everybody to see. That's why at times we are not surprised that people can come out and say that in Africa, if you take two countries and want to have a peaceful environment, Ghana is what? And then being compared to countries of a level that of their development over the years that we are nowhere close for people to say that our place is being safer than places like Canada and others. And yet, we are not satisfied with that, because it is about Ghana, and it's not about comparing ourselves to anybody. It's about making sure that every lives matter. And that is why we decided, as soon as the incident happened, we did the investigation thing, which is the normal thing we do. But we wanted also to add humanity to the way we do things. That's why quickly, when we settled in and we saw the dynamics of the issue, I quickly had to make a couple of calls and then spoke to a couple of the leadership, including my big brother, and conference calls to some of the leadership of the party, and letting you know that we are on the case and we do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of it. We also took the time, as my big brother also said, to visit the family by my brother and his team, to console with them, mother, wife, and children. And I had the honor and privilege, humbly, also to just express my sympathy and condolences to them on the phone, and promise them that anytime we get opportunity, within the shortest possible time, we'll pass by to demonstrate our true Ghanaianness. So, unfortunately, yesterday we heard another uncomforting news about the passing of our new sector minister, the mother of our new sector minister. And in line with their culture and their religion and everything, means that the burial will be done today. And because our tradition and culture also tells us that we are there for each other, and because of that, we need to also come and mourn with him. And then we said, it has also offered us the opportunity to come physically then and come and see the management. And the assurances that we gave you over the phone, to let you hear it in person. So that at the end of the day, you know that we are committed to making sure that we'll get to the bottom of this matter. But the unfortunate bit is that we can't have our brother anymore. So our condolences to the Kotoko fraternity, Kotoko family. And from here, after the funeral, we'll visit the family, mother, children, and wife as well. And in person, even giving them a hug will mean a lot in terms of they being comforted. And this is exactly why we came. And we hope and trust God. We hope and trust that God will give us the fortitude to walk through this period, which is so difficult and very trying. And at the end of it all, we keep saying we'll learn lessons. We will hope and pray that as we work together with the Ghana Football Association and with the club leadership, which I've requested a meeting with, and I'm waiting for the feedback, but I've told them that from tomorrow I'm ready to have a meeting with them, with my leadership, so that we map a holistic approach in trying to make sure that we are very proactive in dealing with some of these things, because we cannot allow another life to be lost on an issue which is just a game of entertainment, a game to pull us together as a people. Because any time we talk about football, especially at the national level, because me, I support all the local teams, because I want to be supporting Ghana and every other team I support. If you are playing, whoever is winning, I support you. When you are being beaten too much, I move to where you are being beaten, because you need people to sympathize with you. But when it comes to football, my team is Ghana. And the fact is that anytime we play, you see how football is able to pull all of us together. And at the same time, at the local level, it also pull us together. But we should look at it from the game perspective. A game to be enjoyed, a game to unite us, and a game to make our humanity complete. Because I have said time with that number, at times when I discuss things with my colleagues, I said, with all the things we do, I see we are in competition with each other. God should just give some of us the opportunity to be God for 1 hour. And what we'll do is that we'll put everybody else to sleep. And the people who want, anyone who is interested, we allow you alone to be in this world and own everything and play football matches and watch. And then after that, you will see that without other human beings, we have virtually nothing. Yet we keep competing, and at times we keep showing levels of hatred and envy to a level that we find ourselves, whether we really and truly understand our being as a human being. Because if all human beings are gone and you are alone here, and you have all the cars, you have all the houses, you have all the buildings, you have all the planes, you have everything, and you are the only human being, where is your humanity? So this should prompt us and let us know that football, even in that case, is not life that you can say that you can allow some competition, which to me is not necessary. But football, which is just a game for a trophy, I've seen so many of them here. So these trophies and one life, when you have to choose between, because the trophies are here. And if the trophies are here, and there are no human beings around the trophy, what would be the value of the trophy? So a game must be a game. And I think that is the biggest lessons we need to learn from this. So Nana, on behalf of the entirety of the Ghana Police Service, from a constable to the highest rank, we want to use this opportunity through you to my grandfather, Kotoko, and the entirety of the Kotoko family to wish you our best of condolences. But when we get to the family, the few words that we have for them too, we will put it out there. But for sure, be aware that we'll do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this matter, especially with the help that is going to come from you in terms of eyewitnesses. As we reported yesterday, we issued a statement we issued. We've arrested 3 people so far. They are still being interrogated, and it will lead to some arrests, and some of them, based on the evidence we get, may not be people with interest now. But prima facie, we have something to move on. But as we keep weighing the evidence, we keep also looking at the case. We also send a special team also from Accra, including DNA experts, to also go and see to it that the investigation is thorough and it's very professional and get the results that we need. So that's our humbly, that's what brought us here. And as Ghanaians, Yemamu Yako. Yes. Yemamu Yako. Yes.
Wow, Monica, sir,
Mr. IGP and your team, we are extremely grateful that in spite of our big loss, we take a huge consolation in the fact that the Ghana Police Service is ready, able, and willing to get into the bottom of the matter. And that is our source of motivation. Once again, we are grateful. So at this stage, we invite the IMC chairman to summarize it all for us. We know that there are some dire consequences if we have to keep the entire Ghana police force here for a long time. So now we summarize it all so that they can leave and take over the country for us. Thank you. Nana, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Miami Kura, Otunfo Setutu, Club No Owner, Emma Kwaba, and on behalf of the IMC management, the esteemed supporter leadership of Wahasing. And some of our canon pay a rechichering. And some a talk so. When they are commercial, I say, now, so for dear Suka police, yeah, that's it. That's it. Assurance, I would my from time as MEC, time as sports minister, you know, fair, well, so fair, and yeah, extra a Maya, a rechicher, a Mayon crash, I say, Motayachi. Ejumano mobile my mama asembia enkonko pharmacy na ade ba ko a esi ya medi ho ya okakra ani say nim say o mrantie yi na mo kire wo mo sania because the first call of first aid. And so assembly day can see now officers are all crowd and Rantia supporters share right or that for office police officer a tuition no now. Obi kura ba akokura videos ni bi adara ma news wo hu bia na ba akogina ono atwe ne kon e na ehwe de ekoso enso na minim say momo na mo ba to as independent here mo be boy number aba de eno de echirasem de abanfo eyewitness reports so de eno so ye be ka na chire ne de aba investigators ni ahwe. Now, attitude of the officers are now holding, and the person the two and I said at the end of the year, I didn't see a way. But sending a bear debate to your home now, watching a Bibisa a bar, or mobile who say, or mobile for a purpose, or mobile horse, or mobile bois, a saving life. And yes, or mobile better, or be a chisel in way, and I'm in a way. Na the akoso enra de tete ya arrest akoso enim say bi so besa ba e say mama ya re chichire mama ye hu wa watu nan kra ba ha kra po ye bibia edam sonko mejira mi wura na mu ada wase pa say woni wo mpanyimfo enso so aba beta echi na bibia ye ko ebeja amamo mo na yego juma mo na mosua mo na monim de mo beka de mo hia bia so ebebo modern se ebeye na de support nti on behalf of obia so no ebesa adamasi bi on behalf of Mira so enu wia meko makosere kwan ma bona mane ni se kwan so beba mo kwa so na ka ya fo ho so na ya mebisa na yo nti de edamasi pa edamasi.
Me chairman no, my suspending. So now me chairman no, we are chairman. And I that's it. Yes, so and I say, you buy a margin also. Now, Mamma, who said, "It can't, Abusiano." And actually, so said, "Yes, you know, I can't." Na basa ni nyina na ese kambu ni achiche yo hore nti das ye toso mi no so eno kre ye hwe ne ma na sisi ye ni na ede de o kan sisi no so kra kan na ya hwe efi se e basa na se ya nkoye nim se na ye dwuma na manso amanfo ania mre bi no na ye ne onyamokofo na senso ye tie ho se ye pese wo hwe man no mu a adwuma ekona nimpa na ye pese ye ni din ekan e wo man yi mu enne ebibi man mu na nkrofo ahwe so aye ndi aye nema bebre na ye nim se nema bebre na aye no so nema bebre ho a ese ye na yedi mu nti ni nyina ka ho bi nti ne yedi mrika yamba ni nyina chichire na ma mu se se bibi kra koso na nkoyi a niema nkakra na atutu sin oyemu mutwetwe yen adwen siso a esanse ye woti ayebu yefo ene wa akoma egugu eno ni police butai titiro asese ye de akoma denden ene etire emufo ema ohun mfum so na watimi aye hu bibi nti police na ya ye ne sese no ya ye no police a eye police emma etimi bubu akoma enna emma etia ebufo na woye sansa nkyeni nyina ne nsakremu nyina eye ni panyina na ni so na ni beden ebeje ho enso enye hwe ebi se bible kuraze ni panyina do wa ye den na wo se utimu fo na de wo ye no fi se wo ye de apo man Ghana na ni padodo no so wo adwuma no so ani so a kakra beba mu a omuso mani so yet I say, and so whom Popoya ba, as I say, Ubia Timmy call Eba, market a Yamano Motonia, my cop bound, say, from how mobile, what did that, what that, is a very crap to me than where Jalpon. Nina, Ubicrana, the Ayan of Femina, Onyaso, and Faso. Into Nina, ye my right. Into Yam Rayum, and in your man quay. Yem say, ye this I dream, they say, ye dear, you nina. You be ye crunching. It is that. We yes, our parents just up just a radim in fruit on a bit in idea. Now, where then would Yankopon's idea? Until ye paid it. Nay, ye kua, one, and what to turn Tarasha in there. Ye pepe payono, in new mungo see. And so you must say, I am how many sukaka. I echo. Into Munsoya saying you could do. If you say ye casse, ye doa, ye bois. And I'm a mu giant, young quan, and things were better to have. Into young kind of home, na young coat and couldn't pensua, a fede, put your crown home police in back one. They say, you're free, Marana, whom police always say, now, or pedema. Say, I'm with that. Now, I'm up pedema. And one who say, hey, Madame, for na, then your mum. A bedroom pension, na Usha, na Mokwa, na ye ba, you who our way too, if it's a moon, say Munti, and a yo. And here no yachetum. Ye be shrimp from so be uncle, ye know, ye bet you train your biancoso. If you say, ye pese ye near Masson. Yes, and I ye will GDO ready say, ye bit me aye. If it's a sebi, I dream yamadi to ye trim, and I dream dobronia itrim. Yami were near Namo. Necessary in your could draw near GDO, you must say. See, I dream ye sus ye siswa, ye bit me aye. And no pet any here, any idea in him. You said the bedroom piano, you 200 more, a bum. You so mu beer or namoa, or peso ye be on your mocacra. O dream we are no 200. And Mamma ya dream and ya cassia, and you 200 more so, and whom son so now a day, a cassia now boy as a mime. Now they made a cattle, and if you may ye. More. A Brumantem, a yomdi. Ye the nipper free crying, and so copua, no more correction name in name. Nipper moko yen so a mabana mohan. Yen timin casse muntumunai, and co Brumantem, Nadia mo be a moncantre. And tea the cool for a siha. Almost so no, Sir Police and Yankakra cry jai. BBC, na semna no share. As I say, a timmy bam on us see. Na yese bra police station bra betro wano asem na nipa no bo wa mo wanya nhwehwemu wa asem ho a enyo na akọ na ase na ya bra be hu me dru ba bi kura ba na ba betra ho a wo a wo be bo asem no kura no hiri be mi no kura na ye hwe ho na wo be den na wo kon do se wo be he den wo ba be bo ni nyina ye ne ma yesesem enti se secretariat hana do be mo na baby kitwe bi na de ba mo team be mienu miansa na mo yes adwuma na o maba time bia na obi ohun bi no ebenya mra ba na ye na be show time say emre say bra no miansa wo ye bibia agya no abra da bi o boy am ya hwehwem enti ese say ye ma ohun bio enti time bia ubenya ye be ye crime officer wa ha regional commander de nipa mienu be ka ho intelligence for beba na mama e baby kakra bi obia na oti asem no bi na de o pese o kan asem bi a on pese obia betin and so regional commander o so regional commander o hwe no wanya na me number o ho frame a na yenya ni etu hana mo if say nya nsem no nyina na obe pese e bia obe mo hwe ho kra say won so koka wan de wan asem na aboa ye nyina na bibia bibi hye na obi kura wo hu bi se okokan sem na ahwa obi betize on ekokan ya na no so ne aye den na ayi efru nti wanya regional commander yanka same number o frame na me hu se no na obeya na mafa kwan ko na regional commander so fa kwan ko obeka be wie obi hu se wa den ona wonde sa asem na man ya ye de ye adwuma ehwehwe sa asem dia kra kakra ye kan de jam e wo na ase kwan so Nze na say we do because I hate intend to do. The Yashisha regional commander and the crime officer. On be this adjuman, no mama baby kitu bia. Or more buying because if you say it was a ha and na command war. Don't buy now on my coca, not actual near the ashram. That's
the ambassador was CBM. May I sure say, Chief Bar, you be provide office and the necessary logistics I will be here be a and the amount. Yeah, the pass innovation we swaba. If you say, and 70 be or crowd be crowds through. Ye walk a call and swatre ho, a BC and obi kura kan officer ba ko ka say aha de o mu hwe me no kura agina ho ka say asem yesi wo fi hape baba be busa me emema asem ato no enti on do sre oni mnioma bi ba wontimi nka akonya ya bayi ye betre ye beto supporters nyina nim ye beto Ghana fo nyina nim so obi bia onim bibi fa ho obi bia ohu de course obi bibia wati bibi obi bibia onim babi obi hye monyi nyina yen kambom na yen fa justice embabua yenuan a wahwe no nkwai enye ono no nti Ghana nti megidi se akonya ya abai ebe fa so ama nyoma bebre asesa o Ghana football mu enioma bebre besesa ewo ya Ghana fo ye timafo mu ye sene esi ye enioma nyoma bebre besesa efa sene esi kasa even say we a politician or so we a supporters leader or so we a football leader enioma bia na ka ye ye de be ye de charge ye de insight we no ni nyina besesa we the mesa dawasi biom dawasi pa na minim se senior nyoma si koye idie ibenya justice aye perfo yenia no enti de bidinya medin magina miura otufo anamu ejira be IMC the management and me chief supporters leadership omwa Kotoko okuo ebusuan nyina said wa onim Kotoko bobo ko die eye ebusuan ene ya from pon ebusuan na mu nyina da wase na yesu ebeja bibia ye bia na wo kwachia na ebusuan yi ye no akọ na nyina enu akọ akwachia wo mo ewie so ayakọ alaji so ho die no na yakọ ya no ansa na ewia bibi o hobi ma na ahwe tie da wase bi no
enti nana sorry ani sorry yen gasi extra point because you wie
na me pacho na me be sa quick one ambulance for no omo shemase ana say
there will omo different but and so as I say you fa kwan a adwuma bom nti yenya na investigation no enkoso
that's
akra sorry ani sorry there be yen yes okay akra
Cancel.